Welcome to playoff football. We are in the divisional round facing off against our NFC North rival, the Chicago Bears, who ended up turning their season around come the second half, ended up finishing 10-7 and finishes second in the NFC North. And of course, they're still led by Justin Fields, and he's had a pretty good season, a little under 4,000 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. And historically for us, we've done fairly well against the Bears, only losing, I believe, one game. And I think that came at the beginning of this year when we found out they have a really good rookie receiver. Gonna miss the tackle there. Montgomery's still going, finally brought down by Danielle Hunter. Gain of 4. But yeah, in that game, we saw the breakout of number 9, who is their slot receiver currently. And he had, I think, 2-3 touchdowns in that game. J.J. Watt not going to get the tackle there. Graves finishes the tackle, but should be a first down, and indeed it is. So the Bears definitely come a long way since the beginning of this series. They're kind of right now about a middle-of-the-road team, just across the board. They're going to dump that off to, I think it's their second tight end. But with the current state of the NFC, a middle-of-the-road team can easily make the playoffs, especially with the expanded extra seed, basically. And on 3rd and 4, we'll come out with a double A-gap blitz here. Going to bring down the corners. Try to see if we can get a free rush through. Danielle Hunter is in. Going to get the first sack of this playoff rush for us, I guess you could say. As he does a backflip. And he's celebrating. He's happy. And following a nice punt return, we will start at the 31. And of course, Dalvin Cook is back. He missed the last few games of the regular season with an injury. I believe it was a broken rib. Has a great run, his first carry, but unfortunately looks like this will be going back with a holding call. And that's going to fall on Jeff Flanagan, but it was way downfield. It'll give us only a 1st and 6. So backing up 10 from there means that holding was well past the first down. We'll bring Thurston in motion here. We'll go right back at it. Going to start off with a bit of some heavy run today. Dalvin breaks one tackle. Not able to get past Roquan Smith. I believe that, yep, that's the name. And following that first down, we'll bring Dyson out here. Go for the jet sweep. Main guys to worry about for the defense here is obviously Roquan Smith and Jalen Johnson, their outside corner. We're going to go for the jet sweep here. Get a good block on him. Try to get back in. Would have made Roquan Smith miss. Wow. Tongue twister there if we were able to break that first tackle. That way, first down. Good job, Dyson. And for our running backs, we're definitely going to see a large mix of all three. Maybe a little bit of Corey Cook come the end of the game. But Kelly played so well for us. He got that contract extension week 18. And Nwangwu also got a contract extension about midway through this season. And obviously Dalvin Cook is Dalvin Cook. So we have plenty of really good running backs. We will see all of them throughout this game. And following that first down here, try to take our first shot, possibly go for Leach down the sideline. As we are going to basically just, never mind. Nice swat from the edge rush, I'm assuming. And now that they have nobody in the middle, let's go for a draw play here. Dalvin Cook in currently. Follow some of our guys, run through a couple guys, stumble forward for an extra 5 yards down to the 14. And I would love to take a shot here to Flanagan in the corner. We'll see what the outside corners do, / the safety. We have the one-on-one. Pretty decently placed ball. Flanagan not able to hold on to it. So we'll stay out in the spread look here. Going to bring Wilds and pulling guard. Try to get Roquan, which we do. Get to the outside. Nice juke. And we end up just about a yard short. They're going to say 2 yards short. On 1st and goal here, we'll bring Kelly back out, who is our main power back. We're just going to follow right behind Thurston, who cleared the way for us. Good blocking up front. One guy did happen to get through, but he was easily pushed to the side. And there is our first playoff points. A run right down the middle, very fitting for Kelly. And So far, both sides for us starting off pretty good. We had a nice stop from our defense and then a nice touchdown drive for our offense. See if we could keep that going here. They're going to go for a run to the outside. Montgomery makes one guy miss. We over pursue with Kendricks and finally get the tackle there with Keenan. And there was one change that I forgot to make that I'll need to make, and that's to bring Harrison Smith back out in nickel as we are in the postseason now. And a good pass breakup there from Reed. I was going to say a good pickup in terms of a block from their running back. And we have made that change. So Harrison Smith back in at linebacker in the nickel, especially to most likely wrap out the rest of his career, as he should be retiring come the end of this offseason. And that is a great run stop from him on his first play back out there. And just like that, we finished the first quarter of the divisional round. We're up 7-0, and we should be getting the ball back right after a punt to start the second. And then following a pretty decent return there from Nwangu, we'll start at the 29. Come back out in that heavy set, hit the gap, and a nice stop by number 98. Sheds the block and gets the stop. Thought we were about to have a lot of room to run there, but that quick shed really goes in favor of the Bears there. Gain of 2 on first down. We'll follow up with another run, and there they are again. 98 having a pretty good game. And during the punt return, we did have an injury with our backup middle linebacker, Hawkins. It's just a pectoral strain, but we'll keep him out. And on 3rd and 8, they're going to have a single high safety, bringing one of their safeties down to the boxes. We will go with the quick slants, or really with us, it's more of a developed slant. We're going to find Leach wide open, not able to get the block on number 4 is Jefferson. But either way, we're down to the 33. The first completion of the day for Robinson, a gain of 36. And following a nice good chunk play here, let's go with a play action, see if perhaps we could get Jefferson over the top. He does have the height, the route running, and the release, does not have the speed. And then the opposite for Chark, who really just has the speed and a little bit of height as well. It doesn't look like we're going to get over the top. Instead, we're going to go for Leach again, and this one should be 6. Not able to catch up to him. Leach into the end zone. A really nice developing route across the middle. That over-the-top post from Jefferson brings over the safety and leaves no one in the back to help slow down Leach once he gets that completion. And the Bears will take over down 14. About 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter here. They haven't been able to do too much on offense, and they're going to need to get going quickly before they're just downright and out, and this would be their second playoff game. And I was going to bring the safety blitz, but they're coming out with a stack over to the left, or more of a bunch to the left-hand side. They're going to toss it out to Montgomery, and we're there with Kendricks to get the tackle. And this also might be the last year of which Kendricks is even starting at linebacker for us. Try to keep him around come the offseason. See how the regression of traits hits him. And on 3rd and long here, we'll come out the double A gap, drop at least the linebackers out into coverage. Try to confuse Fields here as they go for the quick pass, and that's picked off. Denzel Ward did a great job reading it. This could be 6 if he could get by Fields. And he did. Nice hit from Fields, but not quick enough. And we're going to put some more points on the board, 21-0, about halfway through the second quarter. And Fields, who didn't have too many interceptions this year, ends up throwing one here. Of course, our defense has been wrecking havoc on teams, forcing a lot of turnovers this year, as they're going to get, or at least Fields is going to get a nice rush there, a gain of 10. Had to fight for the first down, but he did get it. And following that first down scramble, they'll come out with a heavy tight end set as well as a fullback. They're going to run right down the middle. We do a good job stuffing that with J.J. Watt. On 2nd and 8, they're going to have a bunch to the right. Need to keep an eye on number 9 there. They like to do a little flag route with him in that first game that definitely got open quite a bit. As they're going to go for another scramble here with Fields. Not able to get a big hit on him, unfortunately, but good scramble for him. 2 carries, 25 yards, and 2 first downs. And again with that triple look to the left, or trips to look to the left. Come out in a man blitz here. And they're going to easy little dump off there to 12. Is that still Allen Robinson? does not say or hasn't popped up yet, but I'm pretty sure that's still Allen Robinson with the Bears in this universe. We're going to follow here as Fields, as you can tell, has no gas left in him. He tried to scramble there and was basically walking. And there's the 2-minute warning, so we'll give Fields a little bit of time to recover some stamina before he tries to complete this 3rd and 4. So we'll come out with a double A-gap look again, drop out the linebackers, also drop the safety as well. So we try to get a guy on everyone. They're running some slants here. Get Kendricks down, who lays the big hit. Ball goes forward. And that'll be a 4th and 2. And the Bears will bring out the field goal unit here, kicking from about the 47. So looking at a 57-yard attempt here to get their first points of this game. And that's just not even close. Camera guy probably had a nice photo of the ball flying at him, though. But we'll take over at the 47. A minute 49 remaining in the second half. Look to get a few more points on the board before halftime. Nice juke from Dalvin. Already down to about the 34. And with time ticking here, they did not bring down the safety. So jet sweep around the edge. Dyson, let's see what you can do. Try to get around whoever that was. He does. Tiptoes down the sideline and ends up stepping out at the 12. Got by Roquan Smith, but in doing so, he had to get a little too close to the sideline. And now they'll bring down one of their safeties. We're going for the quick pass. And there is Chark down to about the 2. They're going to stay at the 3. Still have about a minute remaining. And we'll come out in a heavy set here. Going to motion Thurston over to the left. Try to follow behind some of our big guys up front. And get Cook his first touchdown as he powers through a guy and is pushed into the end zone with the tackle from Mack. There's another touchdown on the board for your Minnesota Vikings, destroying their NFC North rival. And with 43 seconds remaining before halftime, Bears offense will take the field. They really have not been able to get much whatsoever, as they're going to continue to try to pass the ball on a nice pass break up there from Kendricks, who was trailing just slightly behind Montgomery. And they'll come out with a 2-receiver set, basically a bunch ace formation. And they're going to continue to pass, being very pass heavy. Going to dump it off to number 85, who will be touched down inbounds. Clock will run. Jump into some man coverage here. Try to make sure we have at least one guy on everybody. And they're going to go for a dump off to Montgomery. Going to get tackled quickly from Alex Brooks, and that should be about it for the first half of this divisional matchup. We're up 28-0. The Bears really haven't been able to do a single thing. And we will head into the locker room here. Not that there's much that we need to change. The Bears certainly do. But taking a look at the board here, 12 passing yards, 55 rushing yards is all the Bears have. And it looks like the Carolina Panthers move on. We will not be facing off against the Rams. Saunders loses his first playoff game since leaving, really. I mean, he won the first one, but then lost this one. And that will be the first Super Bowl without Saunders playing quarterback for either team in 2 years, as we have won the last 2 Super Bowls. As we got stuck behind Thurston here on the return. We'll start at the 26, and there's really not a whole lot we need to do in this game, so might go ahead and start chewing the clock a bit early. You could tell that having that little extra time off in the fourth quarter of Week 18, plus the bye, has really rested our offense and defense. They're looking really good. Dalvin looking really good in his return. 8 rushes, 75 yards, and a touchdown, as we definitely are now chewing the clock. We'll bring in Wong-Woo out here to actually run some typical run plays. He's been so far mostly used as a returner today. Hasn't had many carries, so we'll see what he can do. And what he could do might be about a 60-yard touchdown, as no one's going to catch this man. He's gone. Another touchdown on the board. The Bears just have not come to play whatsoever today. That is 60 yards to the house, untouched for Nwangwu. And at this point, I'm sure the entire place has been cleared of Chicago Bears fans. Really unfortunate for them, especially if they paid for a ticket to come all the way here to Minnesota to be losing 35-0. At least if you're a fan of the Bears, you didn't have to pay. We'll come out here on 2nd and 1. Coming out man. Just trying to make sure, again, we have one guy on everybody here. Kendrick's there to meet Montgomery. Slows him down. A flag does come out. A first down was gained, but it might be coming back. And that will be holding on Larry Borum. Will back him up to 2nd and 11. And on 2nd and 11, with them being in a tight formation here, let's bring a cornerback blitz. Also send Harrison Smith as well, as they do a nice job of picking up all the blitzes. Going to get about 3-4 yards as Montgomery just powers through. And most likely come the 4th quarter, we will see a full change out of the first team for the 2nd team. Get some of our young guys some playoff experience. Nice pass break up there from Henley. And with that stop from Henley, we'll take over on offense at the 24. We did have a penalty on the punt return, which is why we are so far back here. Kelly kind of gets tackled by Wilds. Or I think that was actually Dalton Smith. So far, the best tackle for the Bears today has been our own lineman. But we will follow right up with another run down the middle, and there we go. Now Roquan Smith, the other Smith, has the best hit for the Bears. And on 3rd and 4, was going to run it. Let's check to a different play here. We'll go for the slant. Going to send Thurston on a wheel. And we'll go for Jefferson in the middle. Easy pitch, easy catch. We're down at the 49. Now we'll change it up a little bit. Go for a spread. They're going to have 5 up front plus Roquan right behind. So we're going to need someone to get to that 2nd level, which we do. Dalvin Cook does the rest. Gets another first down for us. 9 carries, 86 yards. He's sitting at just under 10 yards per carry. Just goes to show how well of a game we've had against the Bears here today. A nice juke there from Dalvin. Unfortunately, Roquan Smith right there to get the tackle. So we're now getting close to the end of the 3rd quarter. Sit with about a minute and a half remaining. And let's toss this one up to Flanagan one-on-one. Let's see what he can do. Not quite good enough. That one's going to get picked off in the end zone. Jones with the INT. It was one-on-one. We're up 35. Why not? And this will probably be the last drive of which you see the starters out on defense. See if they're able to finish up what they started with a goose egg, basically. As that screen pass going nowhere. Montgomery showed no quit, but unfortunately a lineman probably held. No. Interesting, roughing the passer. I didn't think anyone was close. They're going to get a free first down there, J.J. Watt. He apparently hits Fields late. And, well, they'll get the first. So I guess that strong play from Montgomery gets them something. And on 2nd and 9, they'll come out in the ace formation, base ace. Kind of rhymes a little bit. Going to go for another run down the middle. Harrison Smith there to get the tackle, but after a solid gain, probably it'll be about 3rd and 3. Yeah, I was going to say 3rd and 3, 3rd or 2. And with it being 3rd and short, let's bring a bit of a blitz here. Going to send Henley down to help try to secure it as he's in man on Montgomery on this play. And he whiffs. And by he, I obviously mean we. And by we, I mean me. But that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter here. And we'll make some changes. And hopefully they'll be able to keep the goose egg going as we're currently up 35-0 in the divisional round of the NFC playoffs side. And we have made some mass substitutes. The only ones on defense who are still out there would technically be Alex Brooks, who is kind of a starter. He actually was a full starter for a majority of the season. Obviously, we gave Harrison Smith that spot for the remainder of the postseason. And then Reed Jr. still at slot, and then our safety still out there, as they're all pretty inexperienced in terms of multiple years. They're all first-year starters. As Telvin Jenkins, I believe is his first name, injured for the Bears. That's one of their best offensive linemen. And on 3rd and 8, we'll come out in a zone coverage here, just to try to ensure at least that we don't let anything up here. They're going to scramble with Fields. Alex Brooks is going to force a slide, and we'll see if they go for it on 4th and 3. It looks like they are. And they come out in a heavy set here, so let's change it up. Let's bring the blitz. I'm going to switch over to Hilton here. We're going to go right down the middle. Chose the wrong gap. They get it over in the B gap. First down for after a gain of 4. And of course, right now we have Black and Lamb in playing DT. They're more of rush DTs. They don't provide much in terms of run stopping abilities. As the field's going to scramble again here, Alex Brooks forces a slide. And we've seen Alex Brooks play very well against mobile quarterbacks. So we're seeing that work again well against Fields. Calhoun gets off around the edge. Looks like we might have another late hit on the quarterback with Calhoun. I dove after he threw it. My bad. Actually, I think that might have been, I honestly was skipping it, so I didn't pay much attention. I think that said it was against Alex Brooks, so it wasn't me who got the late hit. But we will get the hit there. Could have been called a low tackle there, but Calhoun gets his, not Calhoun, yeah, Calhoun. He gets his first sack, his first playoff sack, as well as he just dove straight into the knees of Fields. Real life NFL, that's 100% a flag. But with that sack, we'll bring up a 2nd and 16 as there we go. I was trying to get on Hilton here, try to help him cover the tight end in the end zone. We're going to miss the tackle with Brooks, and that ball just flew up, and of course in true Madden fashion, rebounds off of one of my guys, goes straight into Montgomery's hands. Going to be a solid gain, 3rd and 3 coming up. And that was Henley, our safety, who came flying in and laid the hit on Fields that ended up causing the fumble. He is, I don't know if I've showed it yet or not, Calhoun not able to get around the edge. We're going to stop Fields from getting the touchdown, but he sure came close. But as I was trying to say, Henley is a superstar caliber player, or not X Factor, but superstar dev guy. As there's the good sack, and they're going to count that as an incompletion? Where were these refs last week? That definitely looked like more of a pass than either of our sack, fumble, scoop and scores that the Seattle got against us last week. But either way, still a really good hit there from Hilton. Is they're going to go for a run down the middle. Ewing there. Ewing is in currently because Hawkins got injured earlier. So Ewing comes in instead and gets a fantastic goal line stop there. He is a young developmental run-stopping linebacker. Doesn't have really any cover skills. So that is the exact kind of plays we need to see from him. And on 3rd and goal, they come out in an ace formation here. We're going to send blitzes on the outside. And that is where we almost got the pick. That was Wilson who knocks that one away. And on 4th and goal here, we're going to bring a bit of a awkward kind of zone blitz here. I'll man up here with Keenan. As I figured they would go for a run, we chose the wrong gap. And they'll get their first points on the board. Unfortunately, coming way too late in this game. 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining. And it'll now finally move to 35-7. And with the Bears taking up basically 2/3 roughly of the 4th quarter, not a whole lot of time to see our backup offense, but they'll get out there, and a great block from Thurston gives plenty of room for Corey Cook. And I doubt we'll be able to get this ball off before the 2-minute. Actually, we will. So 2-minute warning yet to happen yet, as now it will go as we're again still 35-7. We're just trying to kill the rest of this time and come out healthy, as all of our backups are basically out, all of our backups are out except for the offensive line. Not much we could really do there. Corey Cook running on top of number 36 will get about a gain of 3 or 4. Probably have time for maybe 1 or 2 more plays here. All of them just going to be runs. We're going to send Thurston in motion. Hand the ball off to Corey Cook, who's going to try to choose a gap. If he didn't spin, instead just makes that slight adjustment, a lot more yards for him there. And on 3rd and short, Willie Johnson in at slot. We're going to send him in motion, hand the ball off. He's got the speed. We've got some good blocking. And he's all the way down to the 33. Granted, that very well might be our last play of this game. And as the clock ticks down, we'll run one more here. We're just going to chuck it up, see if any of these guys can make a play for us. As even if we have a turnover and they take it all the way home, not really going to matter much. We're going to toss this one up to Leary, who catches it, but out of bounds. So this game will end 35-7. we put a stomping down on our NFC North rival in this playoff matchup. As our team heads off to the next playoff game, take a quick look. 11 passing yards was given up by our defense. Of course, that accounts for the sack yardage as well. And then 119 rushing yards. Defense came to play. Offense came to play. Overall domination today. And after that big win, a couple upgrades. One going to Calhoun, who did get that sack. Take a quick look at his ratings. And yeah, just need to basically only upgrade the power moves. Not much else there for him, which is why he's just developmental pass rusher guy for us. He'll get the +1 to awareness and power moves, then +2 to tackling. We also had an upgrade for Starks, who will be trying to push for that number 2 tight end spot. He is more of a receiving tight end rather than a blocking tight end. And with the possession upgrade, we'll get +1 to acceleration, ball carrier vision, short route running, strength, and then +2 to catch in traffic. If you're a Starks fan, this is what his ratings currently look like. I mean, pretty good for a receiving standpoint, but just not much in terms of the run blocking awareness, very low as well, which definitely tanks his overall. And simming on over to the championship week, we see once again we are slated to play against the Carolina Panthers in a playoff game. Let's take a look at what they've done to get to this point. In the wild card round, they faced off against the Seattle Seahawks and won 28-17. And then obviously they faced the Rams last week and destroyed them 45-28. This was the first time in which Saunders did not win a playoff game. And unfortunately for him, kind of in a very embarrassing fashion, 45-28. We will see them in the next episode where we will face off to claim victors of the NFC. We've won it, obviously, the last 2 years. We've beat the Panthers several times in the regular season, in the playoffs. So, in our favor, historically speaking. Over at the AFC side, the Raiders and 5th seed Chiefs are going to be in the AFC Championship. Let's take a look how either of these, or how both of these teams made it. So the Chiefs in the wild card round faced off against the Patriots and beat them 49-21. They then went on to play against a very tough Colts team who we lost to earlier in this season. 34-30 is what they beat them by. A really good running team for the Colts, so I'm expecting the Chiefs can stop the run, although they did give up 30 points there. As for the Raiders, they had the first round bye and then played the Tennessee Titans, who we played a close game against but came away with the victory. Also earlier, about one game before the Colts game, and they won this game 35-28, so just a one-score difference there for both teams got them to the AFC Championship. If I had to choose who I would want to play against, I would say the Raiders, just because I feel like I haven't seen them come this far in any Madden, maybe ever, at least as long as I've been playing. So I would very much like to see the Raiders in the Super Bowl, obviously, against us. That will be the next episode, so make sure you guys are subscribing to stick around and see if we're able to get the job done, to three-peat it, basically. And if you are sticking around by hitting that subscription button, also make sure you're taking that bell notification to be notified of when these are posted, or you could follow me on Twitter, BigBearB_gaming. I always tweet out a link, so you could always just go straight to it from there. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying. We're one step closer, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.